We live in a world that feels wonderfully untethered. You drop your phone onto a desk, and without any physical connection, the screen illuminates as it pulls energy out of the air. This experience fuels the cultural idea of the cloud, a weightless digital space where our photos, emails, and videos float in a pristine, ethereal sky. The physical reality is far more chaotic. The space between you and your router is currently saturated with a vibrating lattice of photons, all traveling through walls and floorboards at 186,000 miles per second. These invisible photons are all part of the electromagnetic spectrum. It is a measurable, physical environment of radiation that surrounds us every second of the day. Treating this infrastructure like a weightless miracle makes us blind to its physical limits and the specific vulnerabilities built into its hardware. This line represents a raw radio frequency, or a carrier wave. It is a steady, predictable pulse that carries zero human information because its pattern never changes. To send a message, we perform modulation. This is the physical act of distorting that wave's height and spacing to encode binary sequences directly into the radiation. Your device's antenna is built to catch these specific, erratic vibrations. It translates those physical wave distortions back into a text message, a photo, or a video stream. Every wireless message is a physical distortion of the natural electromagnetic environment of the planet. Those airborne signals handle only the final few feet of the journey. Submarine cables on the ocean floor carry 95% of all international data traffic. Installing these lines requires industrial cable-laying ships that spend years crawling across the high seas to unspool heavy cables into deep ocean trenches. At the center are hair-thin glass fibers, protected by concentric layers of copper, steel armor, and thick polyethylene to withstand the pressure of the seafloor. This reliance on physical hardware makes the global economy highly vulnerable. A dragging ship anchor or a deliberate act of sabotage can sever a nation's connectivity in an instant. We see this fragility in recent events across the Baltic Sea and around Taiwan, where mysterious cable breaks have triggered regional blackouts and paralyzed local financial markets. The global internet ultimately relies on vulnerable physical threads resting in the mud of the ocean floor. On land, our demand for connectivity is moving toward wireless power transfer, where electricity is beamed across a room to charge devices without cords. Our environments are becoming saturated with these competing frequencies and high-energy power waves. This saturation causes electromagnetic interference. This occurs when overlapping radiation levels become high enough to corrupt data streams or physically burn out delicate electronic circuits. Protecting devices now requires advanced material science, such as flexible Xene layers and silver nanowires that act as physical armor against the air. This microscopic grid intercepts incoming radio waves and converts that energy into heat before it can reach the device's core. Our living spaces are now so violently active with human data that we must invent specialized armor just to keep our electronics functioning. We are now measuring how this volume of radio frequency radiation affects an organic world that evolved without it. As the VO says navigation, the birds scatter chaotically. Evidence shows that electromagnetic radiation interferes with the navigation of migratory birds and disrupts the communication habits bees use to manage their colonies. In humans, these non-ionizing waves cause organic atoms to vibrate, which generates thermal heat inside the body's tissues. This infrastructure functions as an active pollutant, altering the biological rhythms of the planet. The rollout of 6G will push this density further, using terahertz frequencies to turn every object and surface into a sensing point. This enables data valence, an environment where every physical movement and biometric shift is captured as a permanent digital exhaust. When populations are aware they exist inside a constant surveillance grid, they experience a chilling effect. They begin to self-inhibit their behaviors to avoid being flagged by the system. This anticipatory obedience discourages people from searching for controversial topics or expressing minority opinions. By suppressing the very debates needed for a healthy society, this invisible grid undermines the foundations of a deliberative democracy. Surviving the information age requires us to stop treating the network like magic. We must aggressively steward the deep-sea cables, the fragile ecology, and the democratic privacy threatened by our whispering wires.